When Gupta authority finally dissolved in the 6th century, it left the Indian subcontinent without a central power for the first time in generations. The map quickly transformed into a mosaic of fiercely ambitious regional kingdoms, scrambling for the fallen empire's resources. Out of this scramble, 3 dynasties rose to dominance: the Palas in the east, the Gujara Pratiharas in the west, and the Rashtrakutas in the Deccan Plateau. With 3 rivals of comparable military strength, permanent total conquest was impossible. To survive history, these kings had to prove their worth by outbuilding, outdefending, and outeducating their competitors. In the east, the region of Bengal had suffered a century of political disorder until the people elected a leader named Gopala to restore the rule of law. His successor, Dharmapala, realized that long-term influence required a monopoly on intellectual prestige, leading him to become a dedicated patron of Mahayana Buddhism. He established Vikramashala University, a red-brick international research center. It housed 6 colleges, attracting scholars from Tibet. Admission was fiercely tested by scholar gatekeepers. While the Palas championed Buddhist learning, they also supported Hindu and Jain centers, creating intellectual pluralism reflected in the era's highly detailed stone sculpture. By making Eastern India a cultural magnet for the greatest minds in Asia, the Palas established an intellectual legacy that far outlasted their borders. While the East focused on the mind, the West faced an existential military threat. Arab naval and land raids began pushing into the western frontier. The Gujarat Pratiharas became the primary defenders of this flank. Under King Bhoja, they successfully organized the resistance that halted foreign expansion for 300 years. They reinforced their borders with an extensive network of fortifications, like the walls of Gwalior Fort, and specialized in high-speed, elite cavalry. King Bhoja's strength earned him the title Mihira, or the Sun. Even Arab chroniclers of the time wrote that no other Indian prince possessed a cavalry as fine or presented a more formidable challenge to their advance. Behind this defensive shield, the internal economy remained stable. Silver coins prove that trade flourished even as the borders remained a war zone. The Gurjara Pratiharas were protectors of the land, ensuring Indian culture developed without outside disruption. In the rugged Deccan Plateau, the Rashtrakuta dynasty emerged as a major, formidable power under their founder, Danti Durga. Their leader, Amogavarsha I, ruled for over 6 decades. He was a scholar who wrote the earliest known Kannada work on poetics, balancing a large standing army with a devotion to literature. The dynasty is best remembered for the Kailashanatha temple at Ellora. Builders did not assemble this from the ground up. They began at the top of a basalt hillside and carved downward, removing 200,000 tons of rock to reveal a finished temple. By mastering the bedrock of the Deccan, the Rashtrakutas created a permanent physical record of their power that remains standing over 1,000 years later. For centuries, these 3 empires were locked in the tripartite struggle, repeatedly clashing over the strategic and symbolic city of Kannauj in the Ganga Valley. But while they fought over borders, their most significant impact was internal. Each dynasty focused on a different pillar of civilization to prove its regional superiority. The Palas institutionalized the mind, establishing the universities that preserved and transmitted Indian scientific and philosophical knowledge across Asia. The Pratiharas secured the land, providing the military stability that allowed local trade and agriculture to expand. And the Rashtrakutas mastered stone, developing the rock-cut techniques that represent the peak of early medieval engineering. This era of political fragmentation was not a period of decline. It was a fiercely competitive crucible that produced the distinct administrative, intellectual, and artistic foundations of medieval India.